Well, hello, private practice success community. It is Gerda here. I hope you are having a fabulous Saturday. What I'm going to do is quickly share this live stream in my Facebook group. So let's just open it up here. Here we go. And if you're hearing a lot of background noises, that is because it is weekend. It is Saturday and my kids love to play outside with the other kids in our neighborhood. We've got a pretty cool neighborhood. It's very quiet in terms of cars, but there's a lot of kids and they're running around playing with one another, and it's very, very safe. And I'm just so fortunate that we live here and that they are actually in a position to do just that. So, okay, just do this one. Okay, it's not picking it up. Let's see why that is so. There we go. Awesome. Okay, and then one last one. Thank you so much for bearing with me. I see, Amy, you've joined already. You are on quickly this afternoon. I hope you're having a great day over there in Sydney. There we go. All right. So welcome to vlog number, what I suspect is 36 of the 90-day challenge. Yes, I can't believe the days are just going by so quickly, and it's just amazing how easy it actually gets to do something consistently once it becomes a habit. So today's Saturday, of course. Amy says, thanks Gerda, it's very sunny here today. Awesome, it's the same here. You know, I'm very surprised that the kids haven't been in the pool already. Michelle also just joined. Hi Michelle, thanks for joining. Yes, so I'm sitting here on the deck with my two sidekicks. You can't see them. The one is the cat, Butterball. She's right over here. Say hello. And the other one is Biscuit, my Pomeranian. He's just gone inside quickly. He'll be back in a minute, just keeping me on my toes. Hi Naomi. Naomi says, hi Gerda. It's lovely to hear the kids in the background. Thanks for keeping it real. Yes, Naomi, with 3 of them, it is definitely very real, and they're like in the street with their bikes, scooters, and green machine. So yes, it is Saturday. So Saturdays are normally full of household chores and stuff for me. But today I also had to do a bit of private practice success work. Specifically, I did the job of signing books, putting it in envelopes so that I can post it off on Tuesday for people that has purchased my book. And that started to trigger a bit of thinking for me around what it is that I want to discuss today. So just for those that haven't seen the book, so this is what it looks like. Okay, I realized that this doesn't look like this. This is my Saturday. I couldn't be bothered. Have done 2 loads of washing, took the kids to sport, you know, been in and out, been in the garden look versus my professional look. But this is the book, and I was signing the book, putting it in envelopes, and I was looking at the cover, and it just literally struck me in terms of how I would have been thinking about this book differently a couple of years ago. It always, every time I post books, I have this moment where I think, geez, did I actually write a book? I actually wrote a book. And what is even more surprising is that it wasn't that hard. It actually wasn't that hard to write the book. Not as hard as I thought it would take me. It literally, from the day I made the decision when I went, yes, I'm going to write this book, to when it came out, was about 6 months. Okay, so it was pretty quickly, and it was so easy. Everything was just in my head, and basically I put it on paper. But I guess that's what 10 years of experience in private practice allows you to do. But when I looked at the book, if you gave me a book like this a couple of years ago, and I'm talking like probably, you know, 5, 10, even 15 years ago, I probably would have looked at this and gone, geez, but this person thinks a lot about themselves. Look, they take up almost half the bloody cover. And, you know, like the heading is the 7-figure practice. What you guys don't know is when I actually started private practice success in, when was it? 24, well, it's now 2017, so 3 years ago, that would be 2014, the end of 2014. The person that was helping me with my website content and stuff at that point actually suggested I purchase the domain name, the 7-figure practice. I actually own the domain name, but the .com one, but I couldn't get myself to go ahead with it. I just felt at that point in time that it didn't sit with that value as a psychologist, you know, and I guess I was very fearful that people would judge me if that is what I'm putting out there as what I'm about in terms of money. And I still had a lot of those, I guess, mental blocks around being okay with saying that, yes, you know, yes, I was making money in the background. Yes, I had 2 7-figure practices, but it's a different thing telling the world, oh, look at me, I've got a 7-figure practice. And I just said, no, I'm not doing it. And so I have been using the domain name of private-practice-success.com. And then fast forward 2.5 years to last year, June, July, when I made the decision to do the book. And I was speaking with Natasha Denman that helped me to write the book. And we were talking about the title, brainstorming titles, brainstorming taglines. And again, this exact same title came up. And I had that brief moment of, oh my gosh, can I do that? Can I say this? And I went, I have a duty. I have a duty to call this book the 7-figure practice. Why? Because it is important for practice owners out there to know that it is okay for you to make money from helping people. Because the more money you make, the more people you can help at the end of the day. Having a 7-figure practice doesn't mean that you are greedy. Doesn't mean that you're all about the money. The thing with money is it is a resource, and it helps you to achieve great things and do great things, and it allows you to change people's lives, because the better your practice does, the more people you can help. If you've got one location, you've got a 7-figure practice that's making money, you can take that money and invest it in a second location, and you're doubling the amount of people you can help. And I just went, I have a duty to call the book this. Okay, so I did. You see, hi Anna, thanks for joining. You missed the first half, but I'm glad you're here. And I guess what I just shared with you guys, this is just one example of sometimes how things go a bit full circle, where you decide not to do something and then you realize 2, 3, 4 years later that yes, this is probably something that you need to do. And I think in the world that we live in these days, for all allied health professionals, also especially for psychologists, you know, things are changing. And the way that we help people are changing. You know, we are more and more online. Look where I'm talking right now, publicly about all of this stuff that previously was really very personal to me. You know, there's this huge push and movement towards e-mental health. So if you've been following the stuff that's happening in our industry with the step care approach and that low intensity psychological services, there's a big part of that that's going to be, you know, online programs via telephone, that type of thing. Is on the internet, and it is so important for us as an industry to stay up to date, not only up to date, but stay ahead of this trend. So for me, for example, in 2013, in November 2013, I started yourpsychonline.com, which is an online counseling service. I guess I'm really proud of the fact that I then already noticed that this is probably where we're heading, and that we need to be proactive in also offering this type of service. And again, it's so different to what we used to. We used to sitting face to face in a room with another person, having that engagement, having that personal relationship. And I think for a lot of us, it's still, even to today, really difficult to go, now I need to do it over Skype. Now it's going to be a phone call, and I don't really like that type of thing. So I guess my message today is I really want you to start thinking of where are you and your practice lagging behind. Where are you falling behind with our industry and just with life in general and business moving forward? Because if you're going to stay behind, I hate to say it, but there's going to come a time that you're not going to be doing so well. All right, and unless you just want to, work with yourself in solo private practice and not grow, then it's probably fine. But if you do have aspirations to grow and develop a group private practice that allows you to help more people, then you need to look at what is around, and of course, still doing everything ethically, according to APRA guidelines and the APS Code of Ethics, all of that type of stuff. But you're going to have to move forward as things are moving forward in terms of technology. And maybe for you, it's something as simple as finally starting your Facebook page. Okay, or maybe you've got a Facebook page and it's something as simple as, starting to post regularly, or maybe doing a video or two, or something like that. Or maybe just being open to doing phone and Skype sessions every now and then with clients when they can't make it to the practice, and do a bit of your own exposure therapy in terms of moving forward, so that you are in a position to also offer those services when it is needed and when it is required. And if you really feel strongly that you don't want to do that type of thing, hi Amanda, thanks for joining, that's okay too. What I would ask you then is not to judge other people when they do it. Unfortunately, I guess, I don't know, no, I really think, this is what I think, in our industry, our peers are very, very quick to judge us when we do something that isn't considered mainstream, when it isn't considered that it's how it's done and that is how it's always done, and how dare you step out of line and do things differently. When I started running my private practice success workshops, I had a lot of people that loved what I'm doing, and they still love what I do, but I had a lot of people that actually emailed me and contacted me and told me, how what I was doing wasn't okay, wasn't in line with our ethics as a helping profession, and, a lot of other stuff. Basically hate mail that I received via email, where people really had a strong emotional reaction to me standing up and saying, you need to run your private practice as a business, and that it's okay for you to make a profit. And if you don't agree when somebody does something, don't judge them, because it's probably your own values and beliefs that comes into play, and that can be threatening, and that can be really scary and very fearful. I know, I come from a culture that was very conservative, growing up in South Africa, Afrikaans speaking family. We were taught that children should be seen and not heard. You need to respect your elders, which I still believe to today, but you need to respect authority. You just say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. You just you don't question things, you do as you're told, and as long as you do as you're told, you'll be fine. And you don't be too assertive, and just follow the rules and regulations. So it's been a very steep learning curve for me also to go, what? No, I only live once, and I am very passionate about what I do. It is going to be scary as hell to stand up and say, well, actually, you can have a 7-figure practice. Well, actually, you can make money from helping other people, and it wasn't easy in the start, but you know what? It is easy now. It gets easier the more I do it. It's that's exposure therapy for you. It works. It's why it's a psychological intervention. So again, I guess if I had to summarize all of this, I feel like I'm rambling a bit. If I had to summarize, it's about going, you know, what is holding you back? What is your values and beliefs and internal blocks that's holding you back from taking those steps in your private practice that's going to help you move forward as an individual, your business, therefore your clients, your team, and also your family, because everybody benefits from it. You know, and maybe also start thinking in terms of, you know, what do I need to start changing and doing differently now so that in 2 to 3 years time I'm still above, not above, but ahead of the changes, ahead of the curve, and that I'm you know, sticking with all these new changes in our industry and in life in general, with technology, that type of thing, because you really want to be part of that first wave. And it's hard to be an early adopter, but that's really what I'm encouraging you to do. You know, that's the best thing, to be an earlier adopter. You always have to ask questions, you need to, you know, investigate things, that type of stuff, but you also need to be I guess aware in terms of that a lot of the I guess, what is the word, the fear, the uncertainty, the scaredness that you might be feeling is just because it is uncertain. And if, you know, you want to be a follower, that's fine as well, but please do not judge the people that are early adopters. Don't judge those people for going, yes, I want to do this, because at the end of the day, the reason why us early adopters are doing these things is because we are passionate about helping people. We are passionate about our message, and for me that message is that, you know, more people need access to psychological services. My message is that people need to value their mental health, that people need to value it enough to, you know, to put it first, that the government needs to value it enough to not only give us 10 sessions but give people unlimited number of sessions, that the community needs to value it enough to even pay for their sessions completely out of pocket if that is what they need and they can't get the government support, and it's really helping more people in better ways. And then the other part of my message is those helping professionals, a lot of whom are small business owners out there. You know, they've got families to support, they've got mouths to feed, they've got bills to pay, and just like any other small business out there, they deserve to make a living, and a good living. You know, allied health professionals study for 4 to 6 years. They leave university with huge bills that they need to repay, but unlike doctors and psychiatrists, and I love doctors and psychiatrists, we work with them every day, you know, we're very limited in terms of the money we can make to repay that. So we have to run our businesses profitably, and therefore it is okay to have a profitable business. Yes, so that is very deep, I think, for a Saturday afternoon. What is the time? At 4:24. I can hear one of the kiddies arriving. Hi, mister. Finished playing? What happened?
That's why I came out.
Oh, you bumped your toe?
No, I fell over on my bicycle.
Oh, golly. Anyway, let mommy finish up here.
Is there any water here?
Yes, I've got some water. There we go.
There's a lid right there.
Thank you. Yes, and that's what kids do. They balance the heavy stuff with real life, and you know, that's who we are as helping professionals. We are helpers, we are professionals, but we're mums and dads, and therefore we deserve to make a living. So I'm going to leave you with that, everyone. Thank you so much for those that tuned in live. If you're listening to recording, please continue the discussion below in the comments. I always love hearing from you, and you know, hearing what you've got to say. And as always, remember, all you need to do is say yes to your very own ultimate level 5 private practice. I will speak to you again very soon. Bye for now.